Hello and welcome back for what will be our level 19 episode of Purple Does Potions. I've made history this time around and managed to find a quiet little spot with both fountain and waterfall or sewage outlet, whichever you prefer. And we have a view up towards the starry sky as well here in the Moorgrave area. So, we have been doing pretty well, I think. We've been through Wayloon. Some issues with mana management in quests that are a bit scarce on shrines, but other than that, not too bad. Where there have been mana issues, I've been trying to lean more on colour spray for crowd control than flash freeze. The spell-like ability, the caustic obliteration, it's not terrible, it's certainly not great, but as an AoE finisher maybe, not terrible. And what else have I been doing to economise? There's another one somewhere. Well, just finishing off with these. I mean, these little things really are just like tap to finish if something's on a sliver, because otherwise not really happening. But at 2 spell points a time you can't really complain, can you? So, broadly speaking, it's been going alright. We've been able to do some Vecna on Reaper 1, not at any crazy speed, but most of the time our DC side of things is holding up reasonably well. I just went through the bark and the blade. If any of you saw my druid going through there recently, you'll know he abused the hell out of the enlarge meta magic to kill things at maximum distance. Well, we kind of did the same but with the frog this time around, and the frog DC held up reasonably well. There was the odd save, but it wasn't too many, so that's quite promising given that we are going to what's Frogger level 5, so we're gonna have one more on that when we get Heighten. As you can see, we're almost at the cap. We just need one more quest to do it, so looking forward to seeing how the build plays in epics. Now my plan is I won't show it on recording because we did it in heroic, but my plan is to go as always through the borderlands at the start, and we're gonna try on Reaper 1. We have a decent mix of AoE damage and crowd control here, and single target deletion with the frog. So I just want to know, maybe we'll come back with a completely bloody nose as usual, but I've got to know if finally we have a class and a build capable of holding its own and not getting absolutely hammered in there when I try. It's surprising, talking of turn to frog and deleting things, just what kind of things can be turned to frog for convenience's sake. I noticed the altars, the Shar altars in Wayloon. There's an optional in which one is it? I can't remember what the quest is called, where it starts out and the one person's talking to like an army general or something who you end up facing off with at the end, and the optional is to get rid of 3 Shar altars, which generally need really beating down. For us it would be quite a few spell points wasted, or for a melee you'd be sat there for a while hammering away at it. And one turn to frog and they were gone. So I've been kind of experimenting what can and can't be turned, and the stuff that can is quite surprising. Wisps as well. I mean, wisps are immune, so wisps are always painful, being immune to our acid. Yes, we can hit them with a little 2-point thing and then follow up with the big one, but when you can just one-click delete them, why bother? So more than happy with that. And that was something I fell into the trap of not wanting to come out of the pyrite reaction the first time around. They have changed some of it since then to make it less penalising, I think, to be out of pyrite. I think, as I mentioned in a previous episode, the cores here used to give 2% critical chance while in pyrite. 2% damage. I mean, for the purists, yeah, it stacks up to make what, maybe 8 or 10, whatever. It's still pretty small potatoes, in my opinion, against the convenience of just being able to one-shot delete a nasty opponent with the frog, or something that's going to cost me 300 or 400 spell points in big spells to do. The strategy with obviously we have to be in pyrite, so that the only time I really pay attention to what reaction we are in is at the end, because it's really advantageous to hit a boss with this elemental combination thing, and then throw in the multivial when it's vulnerable by being hit by these 3 elements. It's come to my notice as well. It doesn't make it clear there in the description, at least not that I can see, but that hits multiple targets as well. So if you have a group surrounding a boss maybe, and you want to make them all vulnerable to your follow-up multivial, so they take more damage from it, hit that thing first, and then the multivial. But you've got to be in the pyrite reaction to do it, as stated up here, because that's caught me out a time or two. I don't think I've done an episode with the rejigged enhancements, have I? I'm just looking at the notes now. Was it in the last one, or is it this one? I think this might be the first one with this. So, as mentioned previously, I fancied having a go in the falconry tree. There are some half decent things in here anyway. There's intelligence. What's that? A bit of defense, PRR and MRR, healing amp, PRR again there. Sprint boost, you could argue that's completely irrelevant because we have a bottled boost there. Quality bonus to hit points certainly isn't irrelevant. And then the thing that we really want to be in here for, 30% extra damage to helpless opponents. So when we are leading with either colour spray or flash freeze and making things helpless, and then following up with something like multivial, it's pretty devastating, and we've had good results so far with that. I mentioned the mana management. Oh yeah, just a word, and to sound some of you folks out who might have had some insight into this. I know recently that it might be the latest update that's changed, that stopped you from recovering all your stats when going into a Reaper quest. Previously it was my understanding that each Reaper quest you entered, you started on full stats. Now it's not the case. It's a little bit of a bone of contention for me, because I used to enjoy going through the wilderness areas, just hammering things and having fun with that on my way to the quest in some cases. Now I'm finding I'm just running through everything just to conserve the mana, because I know that it won't get restored on the way in. Also, I've been noticing some slightly weird behaviour with regard to the hit points themselves. Specifically, when you, let's say you go through a door into a new section of the quest, sometimes you are healed to full health doing that. I don't know if that's by design or if that's a bug that's related to this change they've made or what. But if somebody more in the know than me could enlighten me on that, I'd be grateful. Right, yes. On the subject of the level 20 feet, the heighten, which you know if you've followed the series, that's what I plan to take. I was wondering about heighten with greater colour spray. I have experimented with that in the past on my druid who does use greater colour spray. He doesn't have heighten anymore now, but whilst it does give you an option to heighten it, we don't have it at the moment, so you can't see it. It doesn't, or at least it didn't when I had it, change the save at all on there. So my question to you good folks is, does the heighten meta magic affect the greater colour spray for the better at all or not? I mean, regardless, we're still going to benefit from it with our main damage dealer or damage dealing spells, because we've got Caustic Overload, we've got Multivile, both of which are going to get more, and also our Turn to Frog is going to get 1 DC, and Flash Freeze will get 3, and that's going to be our main crowd control. I'm stunned at how long the crowd control is. I've never seen anything like this. Obviously they get chance to do they get a recurring save or not there? I'm not even sure they do. I've seen things standing for a long time. I mean, it says 2 minutes and 12, and if we look at the I don't use it because it's too similar and there are more things immune to it, I think, than the Flash Freeze. But if we look at the Flesh to Go, look at that, 4 minutes and 20. Unreal. It does say there the target has a chance to remake its fort save every 12 seconds, whereas this one doesn't say anything about that. So does that mean they just they just stay there? So potentially we could just freeze them and leave them, couldn't we? At that, if once they're frozen, they're as good as dead. Because 2 minutes out is basically that's it, isn't it? I know that the crowd control duration is somewhat reduced on Reaper, but even so, I wonder if I could start doing that, just leaving the... Although it's far more satisfying to just smash them to pieces. I've just noticed we've got an option for another level 6 spell there. Do we actually want one? Gold Breath I don't think we'd use because we don't have... that's fire and force, isn't it, I think? I don't think that's going to be our thing. Let's leave that aside for now. Okay, anything else in the notes? Yes, about the mana business, I did contemplate going with mental toughness and greater mental toughness for a bit more mana, and of course a couple of points on the crit chance for the spells, but ultimately I went for DCs, and hopefully it will turn out to be not too bad a choice. From 23 anyway in Epic we'll have Evergreen going for us, so I hope and believe that will make a big difference in terms of what meta magics we can add to spells without falling into the realms of running on fumes. We've mentioned the spell-like abilities. What's that there? Crikey, these notes, they're all thrown into a... Yeah, I mentioned the elemental combination. You know you're a little bit too much into a class when you're... I was mixing a smoothie today before doing a few weights, and I was thinking to myself, oh, this is a real life energy spike, as in spiking a reaction. So yeah, a bit too much invested perhaps on that score. And then I've got something written down here. I can't read my own writing. Anyway, never mind about that. Maybe if I can decipher it, I can share it in a future episode. So yes, I think this is the first time you'll have seen us with the enhancements for boosting helpless damage, but we are doing higher level quests now as well, so it might just balance out. Please don't tell me I've gone to the wrong place. Ah, here we go. Which one are we gonna do? Let's have a go at this one here. Devils to pay. Okay. So there's a little bit of a... Oh, there was. Yeah, look at this. We can't break those vases. And then round here I've noticed as well, there's a set of vases here that I don't think you can break at all. I don't know why. You're supposed to. I think there was one time when we could, but not now. Okay. Now I don't know if these good folk are going to come flying straight out, as they sometimes like to do, or we're going to have to go in the room to... I think they're going to come out, aren't they? Okay. I think I did that rather badly. Trying to save a little bit of mana. There's a bit of lag there as well. That's the old froggy going in. Oh, he saved the bugger. That's a nice multi-vial. Okay, I think we have got him. Are we allowed to break those? Yeah. There's quite a few traps in this one in the corridors, so would be nice. Having the evasion will be nice. Where are we at, by the way, with the save? Let's just show you. 60 on the reflex save. Now that's tidy. That is really tidy. And the other two aren't that shabby either, for not yet being in epic. That's going some. Very pleased with that. I have a very bad reputation for setting off traps in these puzzles. The one in the Archons, nobody will go near me in the bear party when I'm doing the puzzle. Okay. I don't know why I'm bothering actually with these breakables, because we only need a handful of experience. What is it? 5,000 or so. So let's get real here and not bother. Holding the door maybe. Okay. Good stuff. That wasn't too bad. Okay. And we're in pyrite reaction now, which will suit us for the boss guy who's coming. Let's go for the flash. Multi-vial. So we benefited there from our extra helpless damage. What's happened there? There's something weird going on there, either lag or targeting issues or something. Okay. So we're going to go with our boosts. We're going to send in the elemental combination first to prepare him, to make him vulnerable, and throw in the... Well, that didn't do very well, did it? Of course he's immune to our crowd control. We got him, but not very well, did we? Do we need this shrine? Yeah, let's not mess about.
You quickly flip through the pages of the logbook and learn that Calliope's contract is held in drawer 10,451.
I've just remembered the ending to this quest is pretty rough, isn't it? Hopefully we'll have enough to come through.
You find Calliope's soul contract in among the countless piles of paper in this records room. Now, to bring it back. Maybe you should also take their magical quill while you're here, so the devils can no longer do this to anyone.
It's one of the
else.
small advantages of the sprint boost from falconry over the sprint boost from the Alchemist. I'm trying to get the reaction back into orange again. There we go. Okay, elemental multivial. I think he is. Yeah, he is taking the extra damage now. I'm not sure I did the best job of it, but we got there in the end. Sorry, Mike. I had no love for Sibirius fragments here. Okay. So we're going to get pretty much surrounded by this stuff, aren't we?
Stands between you and the exit.
Again, we need to be back in the other. That's it. Right. Can we just wait, boom. I mistargeted the multivial, unfortunately. So, but look at the length of time. I think it really might be up to about 2 minutes that these lot are held, so we can literally dispose of them at our leisure. Now you can have one of those and one of these. She's pretty resistant to our attacks, isn't she? That's unfortunate. I do have the heal spell on my bar now. Nice. You want another one of those and another one of these. Let's get the old spell power going. Oh, wasted a multivial. Let's throw the heal in. That's beautiful. That's more like it. Froggy to finish. Missed him. Or he saved. I think they've got strong fort saves, these guys, haven't they? Right. You are going down. Beautiful. What did we get? Major's hat. Oh, that's not terrible, is it? Spell Focus Mastery 3. Wizardry, Potency, Spell Sights. Not a bad item. I've not seen that before. I still don't think I'm going to give up my Profane DC. In fact, we've still got some level 5. The gear didn't change from 15, was it, when we put the Shan stuff on, but we've still got some low level heroic, if you can call these low level heroic. I mean, that's 3 spell focus mastery. That's really not bad at all. That's 2 profane DC. The spinneret's a known quantity. That's a very nice one, which I'm sure people can and do wear until the cap. So we're not exactly slumming it with this stuff. I'll take the hat. And I'll try and remember that the quest isn't yet complete, is it? There we go. Happy days. Well, I think we're in a pretty reasonable place going into Epic. It's one of these. I'm cautiously optimistic that we can go and do what I'm hoping for in the Borderlands, but I'm equally aware that the last 4, 5, maybe 6 times I've tried that in this series, I've gone and got my ass kicked on Reaper 1. So the bar is pretty high, but if anyone can do it, I think this character, this class rather, can. It's got everything it needs to be successful. So I'm looking forward to pitting us against the denizens of the Borderlands. As I say, you won't get to see that because we already did the Borderlands in the heroic leveling, and I don't want to bore the hell out of you with that. But I'll hopefully find a lowish level quest, a level 20, to try on Reaper to see how well we stack up right out of the gate. Okay, I think that's about it. If I can ever decipher the rest of this scribble, I will impart that in the first epic one. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I'll speak to you next time. Take care.